Hello, it's the first Wednesday of October 2024. So it's time for the first of our virtual Cardandacuppas for October. So just please bear with me for 2 seconds whilst I double check that this is actually going out live. Hopefully it is. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Fiona Whitten, and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK in a town called Wokingham, which is in Berkshire. Anyway, so as I said, this is the first of our Cardandacuppas for October 2024, and this is the kit that everybody received this morning, and some people had theirs posted to them who couldn't make today. So I'm going to quickly run through the kit with you, and then I'll show you 3 cards that were made as samples, just to give some inspiration for those attending in person, and then I'm going to use the kit to make a 4th card. Anyway, so the kit this month, so the first one is, there's always an envelope because you obviously can't send a card without an envelope. We have a piece of real red cardstock. So this is a sheet of A4 that's been cut in half. So the other piece would have been here. So it's been cut in half at 14.9 centimetres, that is, not inches. Okay. So there is a piece of basic white, which is for the inside of the card. Then there is a panel of old olive cardstock that's been cut so that it's 1/2 centimetre narrower and 1/2 centimetre shorter than the card front. There is a piece of, excuse me a second, basic white, which has been embossed. Now this is the plaid, I want to say plaid plate, forever plaid plaid 3D embossing folder, and it's an absolutely ginormous one, and I'll share that in a minute. There's a second piece of real red as a strip. And then there are 2 pieces, a piece of real red and a piece of basic white, that have been die cut using the Peaceful Season dies. There is a reindeer from the Reindeer Days 12 by 12 paper, and there are also 3 small embellishments which are see, what were they? They're real red and white adhesive backed peppermints. Sadly, these are are not in stock at the moment, and I believe they're not going to be back until November sometime, which is a bit of a pain. But I'd already cut them up and sent them out, so that's what we were using. And so this is the Peaceful Season bundle. So it's a photopolymer stamp set with lots of sentiments, and then there is a set of dies. So I've used this die and that die to cut these 2 pieces out. You can see that fits that one, that fits that one. So that's what we did with that. I also used the stamp set on one of the samples. The Reindeer Fun stamp set was also one that went this morning to Cardandacuppa, as did the Greetings of the Season, which is an online exclusive stamp set. I don't know what everybody used, but I'm sure that they would have used a sentiment from one of those 3 sets. This is the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder, which that's a stamp set. So you can see it is pretty big. In fact, you can emboss 2 pieces of the basic white at the same time. You've got one here. I mean, this piece of old olive is slightly bigger, so you can see you could easily fit 2 pieces in at a time to actually do that. So this and the reindeer fun and the paper, which is the Reindeer Days 12 by 12, along with the little embellishments. You'll find all of those on page 27 of the September to December mini catalogue. So this is the sheet that, what's left of the sheet, I should say, that was used to cut out the reindeer. So everybody got a reindeer, and not everybody got the same, because obviously, as you can see here, there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different reindeers on here. So everybody would have got something slightly different, but it was still a reindeer. I didn't actually fussy cut them. People this morning had to fussy cut their own. Me, I know, but I didn't really have all day to sit and fussy cut. This is my reindeer that I've already fussy cut, so you don't have to sit there and watch me do that this morning, right now. So these are the 3 cards that were the samples I made. So this is what I always call the throw everything at it. So everything was used from the kit, and so it's pretty straightforward. So the piece of old olive and the embossed piece of basic white were simply glued to the card front. This strip of real red was stamped using the snowflake and dots, and also these little dots here in real red, so it's tone on tone, just so you can see that. Then the Merry, which actually came from, think about this one, came from the Peaceful Season stamp set, so it's that Merry, was stamped onto the piece of basic white die cut. Now, because this is photopolymer, it's very easy to stamp and place the image where you want. Obviously, if this was a red rubber and you can't see through it, then I would advise that you actually stamp and then die cut. But having photopolymer makes life much easier, because you can actually stamp directly onto the die cut. These little dots here is actually just simply a real red marker pen, which was here. I have no idea where I put it. It's around. Oh, there we go. There it is. So that was just a marker pen that got taken this morning. So I just put the 3 dots on there, because I wanted to show that actually on the inside I stamped Christmas, which again is from the Peaceful Season stamp set. So just so you know, this stamp set is shown on the front here, 85%. So as you can see, if I hold up the actual stamps, Christmas one's a good one to show you, because obviously I've been using it a lot, and it's very pink. Doesn't affect how it stamps, but be wary when you're looking at your stamps to make sure that what it says on the front here, and if it says 85 or 95 or whatever, then you need to be careful and don't just take that as the actual size of the image. So that was that first one, and then the 3 little peppermints were added. So this has simply been, it's got some dimensionals on it to add it to the real red banner, and then the whole thing's again added to the card front with more dimensionals, and the deer has dimensionals under it. So that was the first card, and I just stamped the deer image in tuxedo black. Second card, slightly different. And this time I did actually use the Reindeer Fun stamp set. So this Merry Christmas here is 1 sentiment. But what I did was I put my sentiment onto a block and then very carefully, again, because you can see through it, simply inked up the merry portion. So when you have your ink pad open, you can see exactly, because it's photopolymer, where you are putting that onto your actual ink, onto your actual stamp. So then you can just stamp that portion, like so. Trying not to put your thumb in the ink, of course. Now, when it comes to doing the Christmas portion, you do need to make sure that your stamp is clean, because you don't want to be stamping the merry bit. So I just used my Stampin' Scrub, cleaned it, just to make sure that that merry portion there didn't have any ink on it still. And then simply, this time around, turned my block around so I was only inking up the Christmas portion, like so. Move that out of the way so I don't put my finger in it. And then stamped that, like so. So it's just a simple way of making your stamps go that little bit further. You might not necessarily want to have your Merry Christmas in a row. You might want it like this, or you may only want the merry like I did on here. So the merry on here was basically exactly the same thing that I did here, just inking up the merry and then stamping it all over, excuse me, that strip of real red, and then I simply bannered the bottom. The Christmas, exactly the same way as I did the Christmas there, but obviously this one's been stamped onto that basic white banner. Whole thing's glued together, the little embellishments have been added, and then I made use of the deer on the inside. I didn't want to put the whole deer on because otherwise it would have come sort of over here, so I just simply glued the front portion of the deer and then simply cut it off and then glued this piece inside. And then I've used the whole of the Merry Christmas, excuse me. Oh dear. Sorry, I didn't go to Card A Cuppa this morning because I somehow, well, don't know where, managed to catch COVID shortly after getting back from Japan. So whether I caught it on the way back or in Japan, but I was literally got back to the UK last Wednesday, and Friday I tested positive. So I'm just feeling a little bit sorry for myself at the moment. I've got a horrible cough. It doesn't seem to want to go, and I'm really hoping that it will. Anyway, third card. This time I didn't use the red strip. I simply stamped the Christmas like I did here onto the piece of basic white. Added the deer. So this is a different deer. I think the other two were actually the same. Yes, they were. The other two were the same. So this is a different deer. So I did the Christmas, I did that to the banner, then I did the banner to the card front, added the reindeer, added the embellishments, and then on the inside, what did I do on the inside? Oh, again, I stamped using tuxedo black, the deer with the fawn. And then I've got Christmas is better together, which I thought goes really sweetly with that image. One of the things that we did when we were in Japan is we went to a city called Nara, and they have deer there, which basically just roam around loose. They're all over the place, My son actually managed to get a really cute picture of a 3-month-old fawn. It came right up to his phone with Mum too. So I think I might have posted that on my Facebook page. So you'll be able to see that. Anyway, so my 4th card. What am I going to do? That is a very good question. So I've got my base card, my old olive, and that piece. Oops, nearly lost those. Those, and the deer. Envelope, I'm not going to bother with at the moment. I think I'm actually going to turn the card so that it's actually going to be a landscape card rather than a portrait. Just to be a little bit different. And let's just see what this looks like. I quite like the deer on there. And I might just put... I don't know that I want the banner. Or I maybe not even use either of those. I could just stamp directly onto to there. So then the question is, what do I want to use? So I've got my reindeer fun, I've got my greetings of the season, I've also got the peaceful season. I love the sentiment, love from our home to yours, but I'm not sure that that's appropriate to go on there. A season of wonder and happiness, that's really quite sweet. Maybe I'll use that. Let's just grab that for a second and see how big it is. Because it may be that it's too big. A season of wonder and happiness. So it's definitely not going to fit on here because it's too wide. Let's take it off there. I think I would want it. I think I would want it that way. I think I'd want the deer over here. We've got like a wishing you. Let's see. We do, but it's not really what I want. Oh, we've got a wishing you here. And we've got that's Christmas together. May all your days be full of cheer. Now I do like this a season of. What can we use? Wishing you. Right. Let's go for it. So I'm going to just simply, oops, try not to bash my head on my phone here. Pick up this stamp with the block. So as I said earlier, we're in October. It's kind of crazy. Busy making Christmas cards, which is also crazy. And being October, there are a couple of things going on this month, just so that you know. There are the kits in the kits collection are on sale with up to 30% off. And that includes the 2 new kits that came out yesterday, which I haven't seen yet. I'm just placing that deer there so that I can figure out where I want to put this, and in the vague hope that it is straight. So let's do that. Because this is photopolymer, you're better off having something underneath whatever you're stamping on that has a little bit of give. Right, that's that. So we're not using that or that. I might use it on the inside though. Let's close up that real red ink for the time being. glue. So I'm just going to glue these bits together. So I could, so that's the embossed side and that's the debossed side. So I am actually going to have it so that I've got the embossed side up. But you can, if you want to, use the debossed side. It just gives it a slightly different look. I'm going to add that to the piece of old olive, like so. And you do need to be quite generous with the glue when it comes to embossed pieces of cardstock, especially if the glue's just gone all in the debossed bits. It's not going to glue adhere very well unless you've put plenty on there. So I normally say, you know, don't be too generous with it. You know, you only need a thin line, but when it comes to embossed cardstock, you do need quite a bit. So that's that. Now I could. No, I am going to do what I said I was going to do to start off with. Oh yes, so what was I saying? October, yes. So the kits in the kit collection are on sale with 30% off. And then there is also a really good joining offer this month. So normally you get to choose £130 worth of products for £99. But for this month, so from yesterday until the end of the month, so that's 31st of October, you get to choose £160 worth of product and still only pay £99. And the kit actually ships to you for free too. So I'm just waffling on so that I can find my dimensionals, which I have just done. So yeah, so so you get more in your starter kit this month. Of course, you can also add any of the kits from the kits collection, which are on sale. So your £160 worth will go even further. And also, this month is a pre-order month for current demonstrators. There are some new online exclusives coming out next month, and we get to pre-order them a month in advance if we want to, don't have to. But it also means that anybody joining this month can actually include items from that pre-order in their starter kit. So it's a pretty good deal this month. I mean, it's always a good deal, but more so this month because you get to choose even more. Now, I have no idea if that's straight. I'm hoping it is. There's no point in me trying to use these lines from the embossing folder because they're a bit wavy anyway. So I'm going to put my deer on here. Again, I'm going to use some dimensionals, but I'm going to use some mini ones this time. I just need to make sure that where I'm putting them is actually going to be on the cardstock. So I can put one on the tail. I'll put one on his neck, but not too high up on his neck. And then kind of in there, and then put a couple of extra ones on the inside of that just to hold up the body. I think it should be all right. It's not like I'm going to be hanging anything from it. Like so. So he's, she. I guess since it's got poinsettia in her horns. It's probably a she. Now, do I need to put one underneath there? Now, if I'm going to put one underneath the head, then I'm going to have to put it double height, simply because this piece here is on one dimensional, and then this piece, then the body is also on another dimensional. So effectively, it's like a double height. Let's just put that there and then stick her head on. There we go. Don't think that's going to go anywhere. So that is that. And then I've got my 3 embellishments. And I need my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to use the putty end. Now these actually come in 3 different sizes. Do I have some? I think I might have a couple. I've kept some back because I've got Christmas stamper stack later this month, and we were going to, I was ordering these for the Christmas stamper stack, but I've now got to use something else. So I've got some spare ones there, but I need to make sure that I've got some others so that people can actually have. You know what, I think I'm going to put the 3 in a row here. There we go. Like that. So the sizes, what are they? 4, 5 and 6 millimeters. And you get 150, so you'll get 50 of each different size. So that's the season of wonder and happiness. I'm going to put a little bit of Winker Stella on. I got that piece of acetate stuck to my fingers. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the flower and the leaves, and maybe I'll put a little bit on the nose as well. Shiny nose, which leads me then to do the inside. Now I could simply stamp that and put that on the inside, so everything will get used. Now the question is though, what's going to fit on there? A season of wonder and happiness. I don't think the Mary's not going to fit on there. What it will do, actually, it's already out, isn't it? I could put the Christmas on there and then put the Mary above it. Do you think that will work? We can give it a go. What the heck? I'm going for a laugh if you guys are. So let's put Christmas on that. Try and get that in the middle. That's okay. Let's glue that on there. So, okay, now before I do anything else, I need to clean this, otherwise I'm going to end up in a bit of a mess. Now, I'm not actually going to glue this on yet, just in case I make a bit of a boo-boo, and then I could always, if needs be, move things around. So that's that. Kind of there, I think. Let's ink up the Mary bit. Try and get it straight. That's fine. It worked. And then I'm going to glue that on the inside of the card, on that panel. I do use the grids on my grid paper a lot to make sure that my cards are lined up and square, so that at least I know that my starting point's square, even if I still manage to get it on the wonk somewhere along the way, which that is. That's still the wonk. Right. So if you like any of the products that I've shared with you today, you can find them in my online store, which you'll find at oakfieldcrafts.stampin'up.net. So if you visit there, and then you'll see a shop now button at the top, and that will take you to my online store. From there you'll also find the join button. Right, I think, what I haven't done is the envelope. And I think I'm just going to do a very simple Merry Christmas on here too. That's squared up. There we go. And that's it. Just as she's throwing things around, trying to tidy up. So that's today's card, well, this afternoon's card, I should say. And then these three are the cards from this morning. Actually, you know what? I'll put those three there. So from this morning, and then this is from now. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing those. Next week is a stamping and creating week. Not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, but I'm sure I'll come up with something. Don't forget that Saturday is World Card Making Day, so if you haven't yet signed up for the free event that Stampin' Up are running, then please do so. As I said, it's free, so it's only an hour, so it's not like anything really lengthy, but they'll have some ideas and inspiration that they'll be sharing. And I will see you next week. So in the meantime, have a great week and weekend, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.